everybody. Welcome to Board Game Breakfast. I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Z Garcia.
I'm the podfather of gaming, Stephen Bonacore.
Good news, everybody. I have a contest that we're running here for a game called Sniper Elite. We played this game on Tuesday where you watched two snipers just get massacred by the people. But it's a game where one person's a sniper sneaking into a base. Everyone else is trying to catch them. Very, very fun game. And we got 2 copies of this that you can win, shipped worldwide. Anybody can enter. Email us at contest@dicetower.com. In the subject line, put the word elite. Spelled E-L-I-T-E. I say that because this morning I was typing something out. And you ever do that thing where you type a word out and you think you spelled it wrong? But then...
But you're not sure. Right. You think it's right, it's wrong.
And then the more you look at it, the wronger it looks.
Even though it was right. Yeah, all the time.
Well, that didn't happen. I spelled it wrong. But this game is actually coming out. It's already out in the UK, and it's coming out everywhere else June 14th. So
right. It's easy. It's an easy word to remember since Tom is an elitist. So if you put elitist, it'll probably be good.
I think elite and elitist are actually almost opposite a little bit in how they come across.
No, not really.
If you are the elite, you are amazing and good. If you're an elitist, you just think you're better than everyone else.
The question is, can you spell either one of them?
No. Actually, the word that I couldn't spell this morning was violin. So.
Yeah, 6 letters. Violin. That's an easy one, man.
Okay. Alrighty. Well, other things going on here. Hey to all the people in the UK. We're sad we're not there for the UK Games Expo, but I hope that you have a fantastic time this weekend. I just made Z sad. We want to do a quick shout out here. We don't normally do this on our show, but we missed Jason Levine's birthday, who runs Dice Tower Cruise, turned 50 this past week. So congratulations to him. And what else did I have? We had something else I want to mention. The Dice Tower Cruise tickets are on sale. And we would, if you want to back our Kickstarter, the Pledge Manager is running right now. You can find that at dicetowerkickstarter.com. Dice Tower East is also 1 month away. Oh, my word.
So cool.
Okay. So
cool.
Lots of things going on. Let's get started here, though. We're going to do some contributors. We'll be back with a game show that's involving you.
皆さん、おはようございます and welcome to the Board Game Dojo's Import or Not series, where we cover games from Asia and let you know if they're worth your hard-earned money to import or not. Today we are covering a game from South Korea called A La Mesa, designed by Josep Adue and Johan Go, and published by Mandu Games.
A La Mesa is a game that's half cooking show, half dinner show, where every round one player will take on the role of special guests that get to choose a category card like For My Instagram or Hot and Spicy, that the other players will then draft ingredient cards for, and then use with the components on the table to prepare a dish that best fits the category. They will walk the special guest through their exquisite preparation skills, and then they will plate it and have to convince the special guest that they, in fact, match the category the best. The guests will then choose which one they think is the best, and award them a category card. The more category cards one collects, the more points one gets. You also get bonus points for the one that's most delicious in general. After every player is the judge once throughout the game ends and most points wins.
This game looks fantastic on the table, and the components are so inviting to play with that people can't help themselves even during the short rules explanation. But looks come at a cost, and with import fees, this is going to cost you about $50 US. So at that price point, we really only recommend this game for 2 groups of people. The first is families, because this comes with an excellent kids variant in the box. But the second is in the classroom, which is how I use it. This game has been a great tool to teach kids about English vocabulary in the kitchen, like to sauté or to mince, but also to work with them on English persuasion skills, like when they need to convince me that clam-flavored ice cream is definitely the most delicious thing this round. This game is not going to be for everyone, as it requires a lot of improv, but if you like that sort of thing, this will create many laughs. This could also be great to get kids into cooking, as they want to recreate dishes they make in this game in real life. Although with that clam-flavored ice cream, I don't know how good of an idea that is. Anyway, thank you so much for joining us today. ありがとうございました。朝ごはん楽しんでね。
Good morning, Board Game Breakfast. My name is Amanda, and I am here to talk to you about a game that I'm really looking forward to playing in the future. and the game I'm going to play right now to help scratch that itch. This week, the game that I'm really looking forward to is Steam Up. This is a game based off of having dim sum with your family, which if you've had dim sum with your family, especially in my extended family, this game feels very real, where you're rotating the table or the board or the lazy Susan in the middle of the table. And you're trying to get at the best dumplings or the best vegetables or the best foods, the things that you want to get. You want to get it before your uncle or your brother-in-law gets to it and takes the last one. In this game, you are rotating the dim sum baskets and trying to take the pieces that you want to get out before somebody else gets them. In the meantime, what I'm going to be playing now, it felt like the really obvious thing was I could play. If I want to fight over Southeast Asian food, I could go for Sushi Go. But that doesn't actually give me the same feel, the passing cards around. It's super cute, and I love it. But I realized there's this other game that I have enjoyed, Areal, which is it's a polyomino game, but it's got this circular thing in the middle, this board here, where on your turn, you get to spin it, and you get to decide how much to spin it. You could spin it not at all. You could spin it 1 or 2 clicks around, and it has a very similar feel to Steam Up, where it's how much are the people before me going to move this? Am I going to be able to get at the things I want? Because I can only move it so much in such a way. In Areal, you have to take the polyomino with the orientation that it comes to you from the board. So, and where you're sitting makes a difference on what pieces and how you're going to have access to them. So that is what I'm going to be playing while I wait for Steam Up to come out from Hot Banana.
All right, it's time for a showdown between Mr. Bonacor, Mr. Garcia, and you, the people. However, your fates are in their hands, but also your own. I'm going to put a survey into the chat. I just put the first one in there, which you all can vote on. And then Z and Mr. Bonacor are going to try to guess the second highest answer to this question. So for each question, I'll ask a question that has 6 answers. If you pick the highest answer, you will give the people 2 points. If you pick the second highest, you will get 6. The third highest, you get 4. The fourth highest, you get 2. The fifth highest, you get 1. And if you pick the lowest, you give the people 2 points. So you could give the people 2 points both ways.
So you could continue changing the scoring system on this game until you get it right. I just want to make sure I understand that.
You were asking me why
it isn't as good as your game shows. That is true.
Well, I'm going to be doing a game show in the future.
See, Steven, you were asking me why I needed paper for this, so I can write down the scoring. That's mainly why.
I'm not writing that down. I don't want to get the first.
So the
I don't want
first
to get the last.
question is thusly: which of these player colors would you pick last in a game? So I often say, "What's your favorite player color?" Here, I want to know the last one you would pick for whatever reason it might be.
Right.
All right. So these are the 6 player colors: red, blue, green, yellow, white, black.
Are you really?
The 6 main colors that are usually in games that players can be.
Blue, green,
yellow, white, black.
What's your last color that you would pick? Wow.
Right. So I know what color people would pick first, but I want to know what color people would pick last.
You know what? You knew which one on this is going to be picked first? You would guess it? Yeah, I guess. Yeah, maybe.
Well, I think we've done that question before.
Oh, okay. Well, all right. So you've done it, but I think it probably changes because different groups. I don't know. Maybe not.
All right. So we're going to take turns going back and forth. So the first question, we'll let Mr. Garcia go first. So
can we pick the same? Can we pick the same one?
You cannot pick the same color.
Oh, okay.
So the color you want it, you got to pick a different one.
All right.
Which one would you pick last? And I want the second one. Geez. Okay.
It's hard.
I'm going to say it's going to be white pieces.
Ooh.
All right. Mr. Bonacor?
I'm going to go with one of my favorite colors to pick, but because I'm odd, as Tom will tell you, I'm going to go with yellow.
All right. So out of, we have 75 votes right now. The last place color, only 4 people picked it, was blue.
Really?
People love
And
blue.
then-
They love
No, that's
blue.
because people want to play blue. And then the second last was green with 5.
Oh, okay, that's
They
right.
love green. People love
Then
green.
the color I thought Mr. Bonnegar was going to say was his favorite, red with 8. And then third place with 11 votes is black. So you guys picked the number 1 and the number 2 answers.
We are that good, sort of.
20
you are
people
that
picked one
good. I
color
think I
and
got
28 picked another color.
Wow. I'm gonna be on the top.
The number 2 answer, white, and by far the number 1 color no one wants to play, yellow. So it is 6 points for Mr. Garcia, and the people have 2.
So for the record, if you care, I've traditionally always picked yellow because of the high contrast, but then over the last several years I've migrated to red because, well, red.
Your eyesight, yeah.
Yeah, it was always an eyesight thing. I think yellow is a great color to play, but I now play red mostly.
I play yellow.
so-
I'm a yellow player. I don't get a lot of competition, and I like that for yellow. I mean,
And the funny thing is, I know 2 good friends of mine that always want to play yellow too, and I want to kill them when they.
I also seem to run into the yellow thing a lot.
What people want to or don't want to? They do.
They
want
want to play yellow, yes.
I think it may be a very polarized thing. Like you either want to, or you don't want to. So
that's
interesting.
deep
All right,
thoughts with
the
Bono
next
Force,
question here. Of these 6 music types, which is your favorite?
Yes.
This is types of music. So
Yellow.
we have pop, rock, country, R&B, jazz, or my favorite, other.
That's, so we want to know.
Pop, which is these music types is your favorite? Pop, rock, country, R&B, jazz, or other? And I thought, I haven't looked at the answers yet, but I thought other had a decent chance.
So we want the number 2.
That is correct.
We want, or as close to the top, but not number 1. Which is the?
You got to think about board gamers who
Yes.
watch the Dice Tower.
What does that
Think
mean?
of the demographics. No.
Yes.
I mean, there's an
That's a-
age demographic, I think.
There's an age
that comes into play.
demographic. Oh man. You know, I'm gonna do this. All right. Do I go first?
Yeah, there
Wait,
was no. Someone asked if there's dwarven death metal. No.
That would be under other. Feel free to pick it.
All right, Mr. Bonnegar, you're going to be picking first here.
Yeah.
What do you like?
I'm gonna pick the one that I like the least of this is country. I'm sorry, guys. I know country's so popular. I do not like country music for the most part. There is some good country, so I'm picking country. Hopefully, it comes in number 2.
All right. What about you, Z?
I'm gonna go with other. I'm gonna go with other because I think rock will still top it.
Yeah, I think.
But
rock
other is
will.
such a big catch-all right now
Yeah, but
because of
what
the
do you?
categories you gave here. I think a lot of people love picking other.
What
on
is
surveys.
what would you put into other besides dwarven death metal?
It doesn't
Metal,
matter. They just want to
heavy
feel
rock.
There's
different.
also-
They're like,
there's
people are like,
classical.
don't put me in
There's
a box,
Dixie.
man.
There's
Nobody
gospel.
picks. Nobody. Some people, but nobody's picking it for Dixie. I don't know.
Okay,
It's
first
interesting.
of all,
It's interesting.
Dixie is my favorite kind of music. So
Well,
back off.
all right,
Ooh.
that says a
Back
lot
off.
about your weirdness. Fine, Dixie. Come on.
I'm sorry, I'm not a conformist. All right.
Rock
So,
is the greatest of all time. Oh, and there's so many kinds of rock. Go ahead.
okay, so number 1 by a mile is rock. 60% of the vote. And number 6 by a mile is pop.
That's
Which is actually probably the most popular type of music in the world.
sort of
but-
by its definition.
But by the
Pop.
age demographics of people watching us, not going to be there. Then R&B comes in at 5.
Okay.
Then number 4 is country,
Okay.
giving Mr. Bonnecourt 2 points. Number 3 is jazz, making other number 2, giving Z another 6 points, bringing his total up to
Wait,
12.
2? Oh, I thought it was number 1. Oh, what was number 1?
Rock, by a
baby.
mile.
Oh, right, of course. Oh, right. Oh, crap. What's the score
All right,
here?
so what do you-
This is
The
not
score
good.
is 12 to 2 to 2.
Oh, that's not good.
Wow, Z, you could take a break for a while if you want.
Go get a cup of
good.
coffee.
Let me Where's my coffee?
Go get coffee.
Where's my mug with kitty cats?
Let's jump back to gaming. All right. So, which of these bad attitudes annoys you the most in a game? So, these are bad attitudes people can have. A poor loser, an arrogant winner, a whiner, a random player.
What?
A random player, someone who's playing randomly.
Oh, randomly playing. Got it.
Someone on their phone the whole time or not paying attention. Or criticizing other people's moves. Which of these annoys you the most? A poor loser, an arrogant winner, a whiner, a random player, someone on their phone the whole time not paying attention, or criticizing other people's moves.
Oh, my God. I'm not playing.
So, Z, you're going to be the first picker here. But
I can't play. They all suck. It's terrible.
Well, I said they're all bad attitudes. I didn't say any of these were good. I also picked this. It's a little bit twist because you just say which is the most annoying, and I put analysis paralysis in there, and that's always the number one answer. So I'm taking that out of the equation.
All
Also,
right.
I don't think analysis paralysis is a bad attitude. That's sometimes people have it. They're nice people.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go with. I ranked all these, and this might be a personal experience thing. I'm wondering if folks that haven't encountered this won't rank it as high. But my number 2, random player.
All right.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Well, again, it might be my world view might be tainted from previous experiences.
I'm not even that. That's pretty funny. I don't even mind that.
Mr. Bodyguard?
Oh, they're all so bad. I think a lot of these are going to split the vote. The poor loser, the arrogant winner, are going to split the vote. I'm going to go with somebody who's on their phone the whole time and they just won't put the phone down. It's one thing about like checking quick. Oh, my wife did something. You put. There's another thing like that's all you're doing and you're not in the game with the other people.
All right. Well, I'm just going to come right out and say it. This was a good round for somebody.
Uh-oh.
And that somebody is everyone watching. Because you guys picked the number 1 and the number 6 answer. So someone on their phone the whole time was number 1, and a random player was number 6. Number 2, the one to pick, is the whiner. The whiner. Then just right behind that, the person who criticizes other people's moves. And then you're right. But you know what? More people voted for an arrogant winner over a poor loser.
Winner.
That's my arrogant winner was my number 1 pick.
They're like
arrogant at the table. You just want to. It makes you feel like you just want to play the game at a different level just so you can shut them up and blow them away. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I find that very trying. Just stop. Get off your high horse.
All right, so that gives the people 4 more points. They're up to 6.
Wow.
All right, let's go back to music.
Botanicor still at 2 points.
Yeah, let's remind everybody who's in the basement here.
I like to apologize. I only put 6 answers here. I went online and looked for popular bands and put 6 of them here. So which of these bands do you like best? And you want to pick the second one here. We have the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, Led Zeppelin, Queen, The Who, and U2. All right. If your favorite band's not in there, I'm sorry. I just picked 6. Okay. So we have the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, Led Zeppelin, Queen, The Who, and U2.
You picked literally, the British invasion there is great of Stones, Beatles, Zeppelin, Who. So that's
I went to like the top 10 bands of all time, and
I got it. That's how you did
it. These were all on that list.
Yeah. I see it. Who goes first? Oof, me. Oh my.
I'm giving you the music ones first.
Right?
I feel favorites. Yeah, which of these do you like best? So give it a couple minutes to get the people's votes in here.
Yeah, best meaning I need second best. I think I know first best. Wow, this is going to be tough. Oh my goodness, this is going to be tough. Okay, I got it. Okay.
All right.
Tell me when.
Go ahead.
All right. All right, my number one. They're all great. They're all great. You two, a little less great, but they're all great. These are some of my top bands. The Beatles would have been my number one if I had to pick one of these. I'm picking the Rolling Stones, which by I'm looking at the feed. The feed is frozen, and I'm pontificating with my finger in the air.
Yeah.
Don't worry, we're fixing it. We're back,
All right.
everybody.
I'm hearing you through Roy's microphone there, Tom.
Thomas double talking. We're back in a different order.
Okay.
Oh,
We're back. All right, so I only heard Bonacor's answer. What did you say, Z?
I'm not going until I hear. Oh, there we go.
No, you said.
okay, so
Who did you say
Bonacor
again?
said the Beatles. Said Bonacor.
There's two
Wait, you said
vassals.
the Beatles?
I know.
No,
I said the
Bonacor.
Rolling Stones. I said
The Rolling Stones. Got it.
Stones.
Okay,
All right, what
so
about you,
Bonacor
Z?
said the Rolling Stones because he thinks the Beatles are number one.
Yes.
I'm going to switch those two. I'm going to say the Beatles because I think Rolling Stones are one.
No. Let's see.
Well,
Drum roll.
just as a heads up, you're both wrong about what number one is.
Really?
So number
Okay, I
6.
meant to say Queen. I want to ride my bicycle.
The last place is actually a tie between you two and the Who.
Okay.
All right, number
It's
4
gonna be Queen up top, I think now.
is the Rolling Stones, giving Steven 2 points, bringing you up to 4 total.
Oh, wow.
Number 3, just losing out by 1 vote to number 2, is the Beatles, giving Z 4 points, bringing him up to 16. Number
That's
2,
not fair. It's off by 1 vote. Hold on. What's that link again? One
number
vote.
2
No.
is Led Zeppelin with 16 votes, but with 27 votes, Queen rocks the house.
Wow. Good one. Yeah, I mean.
Queen is the champion, my friend.
Very good.
Ridiculous.
Very good, Tom.
All right. Next question. Here we go. Which of these, let me make sure. Okay, we have 3 questions left. Okay, here we go. Which of these excites you the most? Going to a board game convention, finally getting your most anticipated Kickstarter, winning a game for the first time, meeting your favorite board game designer, an all games weekend at home, or an announcement for an expansion for your favorite game. Which of these excites you the most? Going to a board game convention, finally getting your most anticipated Kickstarter, winning a game for the first time, meeting your favorite board game designer, an all games weekend at home, and an announcement for an expansion for your favorite game.
And assuming with the winning the game for the first time, a game you've played many times and now you've finally won it. Okay. I assume that's what you mean. Wow. Okay. What excites you the most? Oof.
Yep.
Wow. So I got to think about it from. Okay.
Did you want me to put in our meeting, Mr. Stephen Bonacor? Because I did not make that one of the questions.
I completely think that should have been in here. We know what it would have been number one.
I didn't want you to be. I didn't want you to be that embarrassed.
It would have been too obvious to choose that. So that makes sense that you didn't put it in because right.
Okay. Who's first? Am I first?
That's great, Tom.
Yes, you're first.
I'm going to go with that Kickstarter you've been waiting on finally shows up because you didn't have any other games to play, did you? Oh, look at that. Poor little baby finally has their Kickstarter. My comments don't necessarily reflect the intent of this poll.
All right. What about you, Stephen? Is that what you were going to pick?
No. I gotta, I got to say, going to a board game convention, because I don't think a lot of people don't go. So if they, it's a big event when they actually end up getting to go to one. So I'm gonna
Welcome to number 1, dummy.
Thank you.
We
That's nice.
actually have a first time where 2 of the answers got no votes. What do you think they were? 2 answers got 0 votes.
Meeting designer and winning.
That's correct.
Yeah.
I thought somebody would be interested in meeting a board game designer. So go figure.
They keep hearing
Number
about the
4.
Podfather of gaming. They got enough.
Number 4 with 2 votes was an announcement for an expansion for your favorite game. So now we jump up into actual votes. 15 votes. Going to a board game convention. A number 3 answer. So 4 points for Steven, bringing him up to 8. Then the top 2, one of them has 17 votes. The other has 43 votes. And number 2 answer, finally getting your most anticipated Kickstarter, giving Z 6 more points, bringing his total up to 22. But 44 people, 56% of people said an all games weekend at home gets them excited the most.
Yeah,
I like that answer. That's fantastic. I'm happily surprised by that.
Yeah, I think that's a great answer.
Number 1. I think that's the number 1. Yeah.
All right. Let's jump back to music. So, this is where I had to spell the word violin. All right, but anyway, if you could play any instrument well, which would it be? If you could play any instrument well, which of these instruments would you pick? Number 1, piano. Number 2, guitar. Number 3, drums. Number 4, brass instrument, trumpet, trombone, etc. Number 5, woodwind, flute, oboe, etc. Or number 6, a stringed instrument, violin, bass, etc. So we have piano, guitar, drums, brass instrument, woodwind, or stringed instrument.
So the question is, which would you like to play?
If you could play any instrument well, which would it be?
Wow.
I can tell you. My answer would be.
Yeah, I can tell my answer.
My answer would be the piano, because I wish I could really. I mean, I could play the piano okay, but I can't rock it like.
Can you? I didn't know. Actually, I did not know that you play.
Just very, very basic. We're talking like 6th grade level.
Technically, I can play chopsticks too. You know what I mean?
I pound those.
Fair, it's one of those instruments where anybody can play.
Really? Is that true? Is that really true?
I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means.
Really true. I don't know what that means.
It's not true.
Anybody can play any instrument.
Yeah, that's
no,
anybody.
No. Have you ever tried to do like there's some woodwind instruments that you just cannot get a sound out of if you don't know how to do it.
That's true, and
already.
that's also for brass. You have to learn
Brass
how
and
to blow
woodwind.
into a trumpet.
In
how to blow into
your
one.
faces.
But you can learn to do it.
You got to do that.
Okay.
Weird.
All right. Mr. Boddicker, pick your answer here.
So I'm going to pick the one also that you would pick and I picked, but I don't think it's number 1 because I think it's, well, I'm not going to say, but I'm going to pick piano. Hopefully that comes in at 2.
Z.
You're going for piano? You're going for the number 1 answer. That's interesting.
Okay. Maybe it is.
I'm going to say guitar.
Well, guitar should be most people want to, rock, the next.
No, okay. You underestimate how classy our audience is.
Pete Townsend.
All right. Well, the number 6 answer here, with only 1 vote, is brass instrument, which saddens me because brass is awesome.
Great instrument. Great.
Number 5 with only 2 votes
is
woodwinds.
Of course it is. Of course it is.
All right. Number 4 is probably the hardest group of instruments to play, and that's the stringed instruments. To play a violin well takes great talent. I think it takes great talent to play all these well.
Yes.
But number 3, drums.
Here we go.
Here we have the top 2 answers. It's 28 votes for number 2, 31 votes for number 1. It's close. And continuing our runaway lead, number 2, guitar. Number 1, piano. So the people are now up to 8 points, while Z is up to 28.
I'm getting my head handed to me today.
So two things here. In the last round, I'll let Mr. Bonacor pick first because you're losing, and I'll also double the points because it doesn't matter.
What? Because he still can't win.
All right. Which of these bothers you most? People, I guess I better put this poll in the chat. Let me do that.
Yeah.
Okay. Which of these bothers you the most? A damaged box cover, losing a small piece from a game, a bent card, a broken miniature, a sticker improperly put on the board, or opening a game that's completely unsorted. Which of these bothers you the most? A damaged box cover, losing a small piece from a game, a bent card, a broken miniature, a sticker improperly put on the board, or opening a game that's completely unsorted.
Bent card, broken mini, improper sticker. Or improper. No, I guess that's a different thing.
An improper sticker. Yeah. Who put that on the board?
The damage cover, losing a little bit, bent card, broken mini, sticker, bad sticker, unsorted. That it?
Wow.
Yeah, that's it. This is awful, man.
Well, before you give you what you think the people picked, what would be the one that bothers you the most?
After or now? You want to hear it after or now?
Well, when you give your answer, give that too, I guess.
What's the first one again?
Okay.
Sorry. What's the first one?
The first one's a damaged box cover.
Right. I just can't read my handwriting. All right. Okay. So I go first?
Yep.
All right. It's better not change your answer, Z, if I say something.
I don't know what my answer is. I just will eliminate yours. Go ahead.
Yeah. I'm going to go, because I think I know number one, I think. So I'm going to go with the lost small piece, the number two. And after he gives his...
That's a good one.
Not that it matters, because obviously I'm really bad today, but give yours, and then we'll talk about what ours would be.
I think I'm going to have my own answer will be the one I pick also, because I think it might be 2 or 3. And that would be a bent card.
Yeah, that's definitely mine because if it's truly bent, then it's truly marked. If it's a little thing, you might be able to. That's bad. Everything else you could, I don't care if the box.
But you could sleeve cards. You can't sleeve minis that are broken. You have to re-glue. That's a more of a process. People out there are people that sleeve. They might not care.
But yeah, I mean, yes, there's ways around it, of course. But the bent card, if it's truly badly bent, that's a bad one. So that would be what I would pick.
All right. Well, there's a tie for last here. 3 of them got only 6 votes each. That was opening a game that's completely unsorted, a broken miniature, and a damaged box cover. But they all got 6 votes, so that means people do not like them. I was actually surprised that number 3 was the sticker improperly put on the board. So that got 9 votes. Here's the thing: number 1 and number 2, it's 32 to 31.
Wow.
Votes. So losing a small piece and a bent card are obviously the top 2 things. And the number 2 answer is losing a small piece.
No.
Number 1, bent card.
Finally.
So with double points, we're giving 12 points to Mr. Bonacor, bringing him up to 20, and the people get 4, bringing them up to 12, therefore making our final score 12 for the people, 20 for Mr. Bonacor, which is also known as charity, and 28 for Z, who is our winner today.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
All right, folks.
Fix was in.
We'll be right back with the news.
Hello Proti here, your remaining content creator, and today I will continue my series where I will talk about a specific part of a game, and today we will talk about Taverns of Tiefenthal. In Taverns of Tiefenthal, you have a tavern which you are running. You are having a deck building aspect where you buy different improvements and different guests that you put in your deck, and then in the drawing phase, when the guests are coming, you are seeing exactly how many improvements and guests you get for that round. And you have a dice drafting aspect where you dice the different draft the different dice that you use afterwards to make the different actions on your in your tavern. And this is interesting, and what is interesting too is, of course, you can make different or buy different upgrades, either the upgrades which are cards, or upgrade your tavern by flipping different puzzle pieces from your tavern, so that you have something from the beginning of the round, so to say. And there is one upgrade that I wanted to discuss, which I find really interesting, and this is possible to upgrade the your tavern board by getting one of those dishwashers for free, let's say, and have it all the time, and these cards with the dishwashers that you can buy and put it into your deck and see how many come up for that specific round. And why I like this dishwasher is because everything is dice related and you have to place the dice. Most of the actions are based on a specific die face. And so the dishwasher is the only one which is giving you the possibility to modify somehow the dice that you drafted or that you remained with after the draft and so on. And you can actually, what the dishwasher is doing is upping 1 pip the die that you are using. If you have more dishwashers, you can make a 4 to a 6. You cannot make a 6 to a 1, but you can modify the dice with the dishwasher by making pips up on the die, depending on how many dishwashers you want to use on what specific die and how many dishwashers you have. And that's why I like this upgrade, because it's giving you the flexibility to use the dice that maybe don't fit with the array of actions that you can do in that specific turn. And that's why I wanted to discuss about the dishwasher in the taverns of Tiefenthal. Have a nice breakfast.
Reserve some for the foundlings.
As it should always be. The foundlings are the future. This is the way.
This is the way. This is the way.
This is the way we take a bath. Take a bath, take a bath. This is the way we take a bath. We do it every evening.
Assalamu alaikum. For Star Wars Outer Rim, the official expansion may not have fulfilled the promise of bringing the Mandalorian to this universe yet. But there is a fan expansion called Din Djarin and the Razor Crest, which is going to let you add Din Djarin, the Mandalorian, as well as his Razor Crest, his standee, his starting player card, and a companion to your game components that you can start your game with. So you will have a feel of playing as the Mandalorian in the game. Now, the BGG user does want to add more content, like specific quests related to the Mandalorian later on when he revises this file. But as of now, even still, what you can get from this file is the components to play as the Mandalorian. So if you're interested in that, check for Din Djarin and the Razor Crest file in the BGG section under Star Wars Outer Rim. That's it from me. Happy gaming!
Folks, let's take a look at the news for June 2nd, 2022. And we're going to start here with Lucha Wars. This is coming from Backspindle Game. And here's the thing. This is not the first Luchador game that Backspindle has done. They've already
Can they still hear us when this happens? No, they can't hear us.
No.
Oh, okay. All right, do your thing.
I think we're back.
Are we back?
I'm gonna restart the whole thing. Folks, you saw nothing. This is for when we cut the news out and put it out later. That's why I'm restarting.
This is not the news you're looking for.
All right, let's take a look at the news. Thanks for our news for June 2nd, 2022. First of all, we have Lucha Wars from Backspindle Games. This is not the first Luchador game this company has done. They've done a game called Luchador Mexican Wrestling Dice, which is a game I initially gave a bad review to, and then later on replayed it with some changed rules and gave it a mediocre review. You throw dice in, you see what happens. But once I found that you could throw dice at other people's dice to change the results, it got a little better. It's still silly.
Was it like Strike, sort of?
Yeah, sounds like it. Yeah,
Strike is a great
that
game.
level. This company, Backspindle, does not have any. I mean, Luchador is their highest rated game. They've done Kodinka, which I don't remember if I like that or not. They did Clax, a Discworld board game, which was terrible. Morn Quest and Ninja Squad. Ninja Squad being actually one of the worst games I've ever played in my life. Z, you might agree on that. But this one might be great.
This reminds me, Tom, I don't know if you remember the hour when we used to do at BGG Con, we used to do the battling tops, and we all dressed up as luchadors, and we were the players of pain.
I was never there. No proof.
I was the agent of agony. I'm going to admit to it now. I was, and you were the cardinal. It was amazing. It was amazing. Good time.
Stay with kayfabe, please. Actually, now that I'm reading the description, this is actually an updated version of Luchador Mexican Wrestling Dice. So I guess they don't have two games. So yeah, so it comes with a little cage. You throw dice in, you get combos and beat the other people. It's silly fun. It's their best game. So there you go. That is odd cover for sure, though. All right. The next game is, I want to say it's Remember, but it might be Remember.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I see it. I thought it might be Remember Me, but that's not it.
I'm not seeing that here. You're going to assign colors to words in order to create a tale. This is a new edition of a game called Farben, which was released by Stronghold Games in 2019.
Because it was very important that this game get re-released because it did so well when we did it. So this is very interesting news.
I'm saying that because I don't know you should know if this game, about this game. I don't know, did I play it? I don't think I did. I'm
sure we sent it to you, and I'm sure you didn't play it. It did not do well. It was one of our partnerships with Edition Spielwiese, so we took it on. It's a very niche game about associations, about your feelings with words and what color is evoked by those by the words that you see. So very different kind of game. I'm not sure that it needed another version.
Interesting. I don't hate this cover here. It looks nice, but it sounds like the Ungame to me. All right. Title Blades. When Title Blades came out a couple years ago, it definitely was like Volume 1. So now we know the next, or one of the upcoming games, because we know there's a dungeon crawl type thing that will just kickstart it. So I guess the third one. This is it's a character-based board game. It's a competitive trick-taking title. This one is not going to Kickstarter. It's going straight to retail. So this is actually Druid City Games, who did the other games. They're doing this in coordination with... Actually, it's the coordination is with Druid City Games. It's actually being published by Lucky Duck Games.
Mm. So Z and I and Camilla, right? We've all played... the last one that was on Kickstarter, and we really I really liked it. Sorry?
I think you were playing with Mike, maybe. I have not played this.
Okay, Mike. It was Mike, Camilla, and I.
Part 2. I haven't played part 2.
Yeah, and really liked it. I mean, yeah, and it's just the book opens up and you get to your next play. Very clever, very easy to play, too. Got right into it. So I don't know how this is going to play versus those.
Well, this one's very different. They said it's like only 30 minutes, which is much shorter than the other games.
Oh, this is a standalone trick-taking board game. So this is going to be a completely different, just in the same universe with very nice art. The art in the game I thought was fantastic. So I love trick-taking. I'd definitely be interested in checking this out.
I like the look of what they're showing here. I like this little board with paths. I like trick-taking, too. I'm honestly... I'm as excited for this. I'll put it that way. I'm as excited for this as I am for Title Blades Part 2. Because, I don't know, I like this kind of thing. So
yeah, I agree.
This does look interesting. I like the artwork because it's Mr. Cuddington, and I like their style.
Yeah.
So, all right. I should say when that's coming out. It's coming to retail. It does not say here when it's coming out. It's pre-orders in the near future, so I guess we'll find out when it's coming out.
That normally means 4 months, 3 to 4 months.
All right. Kudo. This is a new game from Bruno Catala and Ludovic Montblanc. I have to say, if you had just showed me this cover, I would have said, oh, yeah, I think that came out 6 or 7 years ago. Just because the name and the box cover, while they look cool, just evoke other games that have come out, for me anyway.
I wouldn't have said that. I love the little composition with the animals. That's kind of cool.
No, I think Tom means that it's just... There was a point there a few years ago that several games were coming out that kind of looked like this. Like
that's
now...
all. I'm not saying it's bad. It's a good cover.
Yeah, it is a good cover, but it's like when they were doing the Stark covers with the very pretty animals... that was a few years ago. Yellow did some, and a few different companies did some, and so it looks like it's coming out of that era. I agree. Like right now, if you showed me a game that had a pretty mountain and was about collecting leaves or something, I'd be like, yeah, that's a modern game. It's happening, right? Like that's coming out now because that seems to be the thing. This looks to be 4 to 5 years ago. Having said that, it looks neat. I've already played one roll and write from Catala and I think a co-designer. Something about Dice Stars, I think, a few years ago. And I thought that was okay. There was also Trek 12, which I also thought was okay. So maybe for me here, third time is the charm. This one is about an archery contest, I think. Though they rethemed it. It rethemed it from another publication. This is like a 1-2 punch. They're coming out at the same time almost. The other one was about monsters fighting. Cool theme, but this is cool too.
This is obviously a great combination of designers. Cathala does very little wrong. This is a weird theme. They're having an archery contest. It's not like a particularly popular theme, and it's animals having an archery contest. Huh. Okay. I would certainly give it a try. It looks very light, and I would give this one a try. But
I like the theme. I like that they are putting a theme in it, and I think the archery thing, trying to get closer to the bullseye, is a cool theme.
But yeah, I guess you don't see that much.
You know?
Yeah, you don't see that much. So yeah, I mean, theme versus abstract. Yeah, I'll go theme too. So yeah.
All right. If you like moo cows, like Z does, you might be excited because Great Western Trail Part 2 has been announced. So they just re-released the second edition of it. Now there's an Argentina version, Great Western Trail Argentina, where you can talk about the cows. It looks like it says it's similar to Great Western Trail, but there are new features. There are farmers. There are different paths. You have different things.
Argentinian cows now. That's different.
Yes.
And also, there's a solitaire challenge where you can play against Pedro. All right.
Why not?
22 years ago, a board game called San Francisco came out that a lot of people haven't played, but it's actually a pretty good game. Although I haven't played it for a decade, so it might not have aged well. You ever play that one, Z? The one from Amigo about...
Was it called San Francisco before?
Yeah, it was about, you played tiles to do different things to help rebuild San Francisco after the earthquake in it.
Let me look it up. I'm not sure.
I do not remember this game. I do not remember a game called San Francisco. I mean, I'm sure
it's not showing up on BGG, so.
Really?
Well, it was one of the first ones I played when I was getting into the hobby with like the new Euro games and stuff. Anyhow,
really?
This game has nothing to do with that, but I wondered because it's the same name, San Francisco. But this one's from Reiner Knizia, and this is a fairly hefty-looking game from him. He normally does lighter games these days, and so I love the look of this one a lot. This one, you are building a cable car network. That's one of San Francisco's, iconic things that they have there. And you are drawing cards and finishing projects, and I don't know all the different things here.
But
it sounds, I was going to say, it sounds very Knizia. This is coming out and the 22nd of this month in Poland, but it will be available at Gen Con this August. So it's from Rebel. It's from Rebel. Also, I suspect you will see this on the Dice Tower in the future. So I'm looking forward to giving this one a whirl.
So you say you confused me. I thought you were saying that this San Francisco was a reprint of a previous Knizia game.
It is 100% not. So I shouldn't have even mentioned the other San Francisco. I apologize. I'm just saying I knew there was already a game called San Francisco. That one was designed by Thorsten Lottman and Andreas Wetter. Thorsten Lottman is best known for a game called Corsairs, which you may have played that one.
I think you mean... Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm looking at it now. Corsairs I have played, yeah. San Francisco might have, here, this old one of the greatest covers of all time.
It's the very epitome of angry-looking people.
I see.
5. You get 5 for the price of 1. 5 angry folks.
This is the third game named just San Francisco, and in total, there's probably 20 games that have it in the title, just as an FYI.
Yeah, you published one.
Oh, yeah, Aftershock. San Francisco and Venice. That's right. Thank you.
There you go.
Tom.
All right. For our next piece of news, we just have a picture posted on Bruno Catala's blog of this gentleman, who I'm assuming is a designer of Splendor Duel. But hey, this means Splendor Duel's coming out. The problem that I have with this one is I'm trying to figure out, as of right now, you can play Splendor quite easily with 2 players. By the way, the designer of Splendor is Marc Andre. I'm looking it up. That is not Marc Andre unless he lost all his hair. So,
thank you for the random picture.
That's not Marc
Bruno.
Andre.
So, we were talking about this before the show. What do you think that they're going to do? And let me add this. Are there variant rules you need to play Splendor with 2 players versus 3 and 4? I don't recall.
I don't think so. Play it.
I don't. Yeah,
out the chips and play. I think you might have less chips in the game or something.
Yeah, but there's no major rule change, right? So this is very. I don't know. They must have added something, or else why would
Welcome
you
to speculative news. Let me tell you how Splendor Duel plays.
Come on, it's very important.
Alrighty. All right, the next one is another retheming of a game. It's called Stackin' Stuff. So this is a retheming of Patchwork Express. So Patchwork Express, which I believe was a fan-made game, a fan-made thing based on Patchwork online, and they've taken it and made this game about packing a truck, which this is pretty true to form because me and Z have played this game in real life multiple times.
Patchwork Express is definitely an Uwe Rosenberg game, Tom.
Oh, you're right. It's not a fan-based thing. I don't know why I said that.
I don't know what's happening today. Patchwork Express is an even faster, more family-friendly version of Patchwork. And now they changed the theme and they're just putting it out again because the money's
good.
It's a cute look. I do like I like the theme here. I like the cute little open door on the side of the truck, like that perspective. That's a cool look. I like the little track. The whole thing looks nice. Very bright, very cartoony vibe.
Very cool.
Alrighty. Our next piece of news, Uwe Rosenberg has a new game calling Ottawa. I might be mispronouncing that. It's based on the Ottawa range. Atiwa, maybe. It's in southeastern Ghana in Africa. And so he finally has left sheep behind and has moved on to goats and fruit bats.
And it's all about the fruit bats.
This actually is going to be demoed from Lookout Games at the UK Games Expo this week. So I guess we'll find out more information there from the people who play it. This is for 1 to 4 players. And I'm trying to figure out, it doesn't look like it's a huge game like Caverna Agricola style, but it's not a small game either. It looks kind of like the Weight of Glass Road to me.
Are the bats attacking the sheep? Come on, that would be cool.
No. It's a cooperation. Bats. It's a cooperation between fruit bats and fruit farmers because fruit farmers keep them as pets to increase, because the fruit bats kind of help reforest areas.
No. So the goats and the sheep are attacking the bats. Now that's a game I can get behind. I want that.
What
I want
is
that
wrong
game.
with you? I am trying to talk.
I think that's a better game. It's like revenge against the
Stephen
bats.
Bonacor from the National Enquirer showing up today, or the Globe. All right. Anyhow, it sounds very interesting, and I like the theme of it. But I mean, it also sounds like typical Rosenberg game. It's coming out at Essen Spiel this year.
I would call it All Bats Must Die instead.
Okay. Wow.
All right.
This is one I want to try, Tom. Actually, from the look of what's going on here, I'm not normally I would say maybe 30 to 40% of the time I see a Rosenberg, I'm like, yeah, I'll check that out. This falls into that percentage. I like the look. I like what's going on there. We'll see.
All right. We got a couple more pieces of news here from Capstone Games. First of all, they've announced Fire and Stone, Siege of Vienna, 1683. And for the benefit of the viewers, I want to point out that number 1683 is a date. Okay? Just as a heads up in case you
were
thought it meant
1,683 men who fought there. That's exactly what happened.
All right. So this is the second Ottoman invasion in 1683. I guess what's interesting here about this game is a war-themed game. It sounds like a war game. Looks like a siege-type game. But Capstone, I don't believe, has done this before. This actually looks like a game that Academy Games would do.
100%. I agree, yeah.
Yeah. And
it's going to be a complex game. I know that. It's going to be heavy. It's going to be crunchy, right?
Well,
I can see this being... Go ahead. Sorry.
Well, the other thing that's weird, Z, and I don't know if you caught this, another game called Fire and Stone also just came out. You played it with me.
I was very confused. When I saw this piece of news, I thought to myself, wait, Fire and Stone isn't from Capstone. You know what I mean? Because
it's a new game from Klaus-Jürgen Raid from Pegasus, and it's a very light game. This is not doesn't look light at all. I mean, it might not be heavy. It's 60 to 90 minutes, so I'm hoping it's light-ish. I can't find any kind of pictures of it anywhere. It's just a cover. I just thought it was weird that they have two exact same named games. This one, I mean, has the subtitle of Siege of Vienna. But that's interesting. Right. All right. And finally, in news that's got a lot of people excited, Capstone and Cosmos have jointly announced Terra Nova, which is a new game in the Terra Mystica line. We had Terra Mystica and then the space one, which name just slipped my mind. Anyhow.
Whatever, yeah, the space Terra Mystica.
Space Terra Mystica. Anyhow, someone will tell me in chat. I don't know why I forgot it. But anyway, Terra Nova is a streamlined version of this game, but it is a different designer. So this is 2 to 4 players, 60 to 90 minutes. It's coming out probably around Essen. What is wrong with me? Essa. Anyway, I saw pictures of it. It looks definitely lighter than the original one. Gaia Project was the second one. Thank you. Thank you, chat. So Terra Mystica, Gaia Project. Gaia Project was Terra Mystica with even a little bit more in space. Terra Nova's back to what looks like the fantasy universe. Yeah. Again, like I said, the pictures make it look fairly light.
Yeah, if it's a little lighter, a little shorter, more streamlined, there's been many years since Terra Mystica came out to polish and sort of, condense, I guess. I know that not everybody wants that. I get that. I like that myself. So if this is going to be a little more streamlined, a little more compact in feel, I could see myself trying this out again. I'm not a big fan, though, of Terra Mystica. I should point that out.
All righty. Well, that is the news.
Hey there, everyone. It's Jen, the board game librarian, flipping some pages and pushing some cubes with my segment from the page to the table where I pair books and board games together. And you get some new reading suggestions. It's great. Somewhat recently, I have already featured Silvia Moreno Garcia, but this is the one folks know her for. It's Mexican Gothic. So this takes place in the 1950s in a different part of Mexico, but still Mexico. And our main character is a very well-educated young woman looking to kind of break free from 1950s culture of sorts. But she ends up going to try to save her cousin, who is in a really creepy house. So what Cthulhu game would take place in a house that's maybe kind of mansion-esque? I can't even spoil. This is so heavy. Our copy of Mansions of Madness, Fantasy Flight Games. 1 to 5 players, a lot of minutes, many minutes. But so after reading Mexican Gothic, I immediately thought of this because you have almost like a locked house mystery-esque game and book where you're trying to figure out the who done it, the what done it, what is going on. Creepy things are happening in both places, and Mansions of Madness has that kind of gothic feeling to it, I think, even from the very beginning scenarios where you're going through and these things are popping out at you, kind of like they do in the book of sorts. That's not really a spoiler, but I think this is a great selection of the two, and you both will like them. So that's all this week, friends. Happy breakfast.
Hi everyone, I'm Doug Jr., and you're watching a Fellowship of Meeples with Doug and Doug Gaming. So over the next few weeks, I will be sharing with you my top 10 games of all time, in my humble opinion. Now, my criteria for a great game is really a great gaming experience. Do the mechanics matter to me? Of course they do. I like a good game. I like a clever game. I like one that has some unique mechanics. I like, obviously, mechanics that work and that flow. I don't want to have to think so much about the game itself and the rules and the mechanics that I can't strategize and or enjoy the experience. Frankly, nostalgia plays a little part in some of my decisions. Games that I have played in years gone by that have just really brought me a great time and a great experience and great memories. That's going to affect some of my decisions. Sometimes the theme is very important to me. I love the theme. I consider myself a fairly creative thinker, and I really get into a theme if it's a good theme. So I'm kind of curious as to what you guys feel makes a game great. Is it the mechanics? Is it the theme? Is it the overall experience? Is it one that has luck? One that's simply strategy? I mean, is it a combination of these things? What is it that you really look for in a great game? I mean, your top 10 great games. Hey, I'll look forward to hearing from you, and starting next week, you'll start hearing from me on my top 10 games of all times. This has been a hard list to make, but I'm looking forward to sharing it with you. Hey, thanks so much for joining me today, and I'll see you next time on a Fellowship of Meeples.
All right, folks, thanks so much for watching Board Game Breakfast. Well, we will be live at noon today. The A team is giving their top 10 family games, so we'll see you back there. And then tomorrow at 11 a.m., we'll be doing some analysis and statistical look at the Dice Tower's top 100 lists, all 8 of them, comparing them, contrasting them, and whatever else Chris has done with that. Also, other reviews and things are going up. And until next time, I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Z Garcia.
I'm Stephen Bonacor.
Have fun interrupting people, I guess.